I didn't think I'd be able to say this in this game, but let's go raid the temple again. Chinese hat. Oh, I'm looking forward to finding this. Because this game clearly is not culturally sensitive. I mean, it called a sai a ninja trident. It is a sai. And the Chinese hat is known as a rice picker's hat. Or rice farmer's hat, I think. I do know, it does have a specific name and rice is in it. Why am I blanking on it now? I thought I knew it for sure. In one of those situations, I'm sorry. But, at least I know I'm being culturally insensitive. She said as she's just stalling because she can't find anything again. Okay, now maybe we'll get on like a little bit of a roll for a while. Gray teapot? That's oddly specific! Okay, I guess that's more of a black teapot, so not that teapot. The teapot! Or a brown teapot, honestly. Again, I'm going to remind everyone, this is not an American game. This is a game from France, I believe. I'd have to double check, but there was no credits page this time. Oh, great. Give me the thing I'm allergic to. Really? You can get that right? I don't remember what it... Oh, shit, now I feel bad. I don't remember what a tonfa is. I think it's a weapon? I don't remember what kind of weapon it is. Oh, fuck. I'm never gonna find it now, because I really don't remember what kind of weapon it is. Oh. It's a nightstick. Holy fuck, I just realized that, too. Police nightsticks are just tonfas. Holy fuck! I'm sure other people already knew this, and for them this is like, well, yes, you idiot, that's exactly what they are, but for me, this is mind fucking blown! So, a piece of cheese. Very soft cheese, but cheese. Again, my brain isn't quite working normally, so... And this isn't a game I'm trying to be like, oh, I can get perfect or whatever on, because I don't think there are any, like, achievements in this game. I'm just kind of fucking around, basically, and I'm doing it for your entertainment. I am uploading these, actually, like, during my breaks now, because I'm gonna do, like, as many of these as possible in the first and second chapters. Especially since now I know how to arrange them, essentially, and I'm just gonna... Oh. Actually fit on that really well, nicely. It actually looked really nice. So... That's 2 off the list. We got nothing on this guy, so he's kind of still on. And we don't know the rest, so... How disappointing. The wrecked bonsai was not the work of dog, but of an armadillo. What kind of pet is that anyway? A fucking amazing one! In regards to owns the most beautiful house in the neighborhood, I'm starting to see plots. You're starting to lose your mind there, Missy.
Hey, giving up? Don't move. You're so close. To be honest, I didn't think you'd come so far so fast. Can't you feel you're nearly there? Why don't you take advantage of Susanna's absence? She is taking the atomic triplets to the swimming pool to return to the porpoises. Then, right after that, you could go by the park while she is at the cardio step. Don't forget, tomorrow is the last day. Find Jason, or I'll pin it on some poor innocent slob.
Right now we know 2 poor innocent slobs that don't need this. So... Okay, so... Parker just has the shop we can search, and the Porters have both the backyard and the garage we can search, so it would make more sense for us to go this way. Actually, yeah, it actually would be faster, because if we, like, go to the Porters and then do this, so... At least, like, logically via walking. That kind of bill, okay. Hey! They paid it! Okay, that is actually cool. They actually paid it, and I guess the date is before the dog got kidnapped. Even though we're not seeing that, I'm just gonna assume that. So, okay, that means, 1, they're fucking rich, and 2, no more motive. Okay, so the dog was not kidnapped for money. That is actually kind of awesome. That is actually a very nice little thing to see, and it's good to see the debt paid off and everyone is happy, and that money is probably going to go into making this a better, even better place. So, you know, she won't have to do something like raise her prices or something like that. So that's good. That is actually really good. But something tells me we're not going to eliminate the atomic triplets yet. I think we're probably going to eliminate Montgomery and maybe Wilson first, or something. I don't know. I was thinking of clicking that, but I wasn't sure. And face cloth, that is vague as fuck. Again, we can always just go back and get more clover, so I'm not too worried. Oh, the rabbit ear one, those are fun. But yeah, that's a nice little resolution to that particular plot. So, okay, that one makes me very happy. That one was super obvious. Pretty, too. Now, compass can mean one of two, so I'm always, like, careful, though I think... Yeah, I found the compass. Okay, so I didn't have to... That's a rug! It was big enough that I actually thought it was legit, like, part of the scenery. So get some more clovers. Ooh, a tiny one. And a large one. By the way, I just noticed, do I have, like, no chairs? Or, I guess I haven't finished moving in yet, even though I've been there for a few days. So let's go to the backyard first. These are probably just kids that need, like, somebody who understands them and will, like, listen to them and shit, because that's usually what happens with wild kids, is you just gotta talk to them. Because they're wild because, you know, they have a lot of energy and they're bouncing off each other, basically, I guess, because, you know, there are 3 of them. Butterscotch candy cane. Yeah, I'm familiar with different flavors of candy cane. Especially when I was a kid, my parents would buy, like, different flavors. I'm familiar with, like, the fruity striped ones. God, Five Nights at Freddy's. Sorry. I'm familiar with the blueberry ones, the peppermint ones, obviously. Cherry, the multicolored fruity ones, cinnamon, and butterscotch. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. Oh, this is gonna be insensitive. Oh my god, this one is gonna cause me some trouble. Okay, again, this game is made in France. I don't even go, like, fuck America or anything in the comments when this game is not American and I'm calling it out and I'm the American. I'm the one going, really? Fucking really? I mean, I should have, like, when I saw, like, the totem pole and all of that, but I didn't think of it, and this game has been doing shit like this the whole time, especially with the Asian and the Native Americans. I'm calling it out now, so don't get, like, mad at me, like, oh, you didn't call it, or if you got mad at me in the previous video, I will tell you, I do call it out later. I just didn't, like, register it right off the bat. Give me a fucking break here. Again, I am sick, so... But... Yeah, I'm kind of thinking... Because nobody really plays Cowboys and Indians anymore because of, I guess, that particular... well... Unfortunately, that stigma that it has now. Like... I'm gonna say right now, don't go, like, off on old media for being racist or anything like that. Not because you should accept the fact it's racist. No, you shouldn't. In fact, the fact you are aware it's racist is actually a good thing and something to keep in mind. But unfortunately, that was how people thought at that particular time, and that's how people felt at that particular time. So it was just a product of its time. It could not help what it was, because it was written by the people, and people don't write like that anymore. I mean, you can complain about representation, how people are always portrayed in media all you want, but there is worse out there as well. So just keep that in mind as balance. And it's not good that this existed, but at the same time, you know, this was a fact of life. This did exist, and people at the time praised it and loved it. And it got, like, everything wrong anyway, let's be honest. I mean, we're... wow. So, And keep in mind, you're talking to somebody who has autism. For me, I could go off on Rain Man and like movies like that in a heartbeat, and still can. I mean, I can tell you right now that I actually do find Big Bang Theory offensive, because there is a theory that Sheldon Cooper, the biggest asshole in media, or at least one of, is autistic. Problem. He's a jackass. He's a fucking jackass. He is an amoral, egotistical fucking jackass. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I've not met a lot of autistic people like that. Or if I have, I didn't hang around with them long enough to figure out they're autistic. Because they were amoral jackasses. So this is why I don't get too weird with representation, though, is like, I understand not having a lot of representation, being in a group that, for all intents and purposes, the representation sucks so bad it's fucking depressing. But I can't change it by yelling at something that is already made. That's kind of what I'm saying, is, yes, it sucks that it exists in a way, but it's already made. I can't do anything about it being made because I don't have power in Hollywood. The way to get more representation is to kind of rally for more. Like, if you hear about somebody doing a test audience for something, and try to go to those. Try to get on panels like that, because I think they're supposed to get, like, regular people. I don't know much about it, but look into that. And kind of, see if you can get onto one of those and say, hey, guess what? This is what I would like to see in this. And, if they have, like, figure out ways of being able to have your voice heard in the production process. Because there has to be ways we can. I mean, it can't just be, like, so fucking isolated that nobody can. I mean, like, when people were getting mad during the production of Peter Pan, the movie Peter Pan, that they didn't get an actual Native American person to play Tiger Lily and instead went with, like, a big name actress so they could get money, that was when to start yelling, and they did at that point. Because, okay, yeah, understandable, you want to make money, you get this big name actress. But why not get an actress who is Native American and try to, make a big name Native American actress and be the first movie she's ever starred in? I'm going to need to get more hints because I cannot find any of these stupid things. Although I think part of it is I'm distracting myself. That was when to do it, so I would kind of start looking into doing things. I mean, I also point out when they are, like, fucking up and shit, but once the thing is made, there isn't much you can do, because they're not going to just pull it back and remake the whole fucking thing. That's expensive as hell, and that would be kind of stupid, let's be honest. Okay, I'm gonna get, like, another clover, because... Okay, now we can get some more clovers, and I think we're at that time. Like, it was, like, out of a weird rant, and I apologize, and it wasn't coherent. What I do believe we should have more representation of, like, everything in the media. I mean, I know... And also don't do it for the sake of representation, though. There is the balance, like, I don't want a shitty character that has no place in a story just because they're representing autism, for example. Because that would kind of make me go, oh, I'm actually more insulted now. They should be in the story for the sake of they fit in the story. If they don't fit in the story, then no, they shouldn't be there either. That's not representation, that's called good story writing. Like, I would not... Okay. I have the story that's on the back burner that I've been working on. It is a horror story. In a carnival. Like, it has pieces done here and there. The characters are, and this is how they formed in my head, a Latina Catholic girl who may or may not be asexual. She is not sure herself. That's why I'm saying may or may not, because she is not sure. But she does have a boyfriend, so I don't think she's aromantic. The boyfriend is a Muslim football player. I'm already, this is going to be interracial, but I'm debating if I'm going to make him African American or Arabic. Or maybe half and half. I'm not sure with him yet. I know he is Arabic. I know he is Muslim, and he's dating a Christian girl. He's not expecting her to convert. So, yeah. There is an Asian Jewish girl who is... She is the pothead of the group. In fact, she is also one of the smarter characters. Like, they're all intelligent characters. They're not stupid or anything. But they are among the smarter characters in that they're actually getting a degree in pharmaceuticals and are pro legalization of various drugs. And there are two white characters, and they're cousins. That's why there are two white characters. They're cousins. One is is like a metalhead who's dealing with the guilt of not being there at his grandparents' funeral, and the other one is his cousin who has a mild form of autism, and she is I guess, kind of the closest to the main character, and she is very skeptical. I think she's also kind of trying to figure out her sexuality too, and she has very little self-esteem. And these people all went to college together and have just graduated and are going into this old farmhouse that they inherited from the late grandmother of the two white kids. You know, jokes about wife privilege aside, it's just the way the story worked out and made the most sense. And from what I want to happen, and I'm not going to call the spoilers because the story's in so many bits and pieces that I don't know, none of the main characters die. However, I'm setting up some fodder characters that I am designing for you to hate, albeit hopefully subtly and not like, hammer it in that they're assholes for the most part. In that these fodder characters are going to meet some pretty nasty ends. Because, I kind of feel like you need to have some death to kind of give some weight to the conflict in a horror story, because otherwise, or at least something fucking horrible happening. But this is the main cast, and they're all going to fulfill a final girl type role in a sense. Like, they are the main cast I intend to have survive the whole story. As opposed to dying, I just gotta figure out some things with them. And it is kind of the idea of it. It's on pause right now because I have no inspiration for it, but I do have it, and it is something that I do want to finish at some point. It's just I have no inspiration or motive to do it right now, but if I do get it back, I will go back to it. And it is something that I wrote, but I didn't make those characters the way they were for representation's sake. That's just how I felt they were to me, and I didn't really go into sexuality at all, so, because I have my own opinion on that. I personally see sexuality, it doesn't like fully determine personality. I've met very few people that fit the stereotype of certain sexualities. I mean, some of my friends and one of my relatives does fit the gay stereotype sometimes, but at the same time, it's like very surface fitting for the most part, except my relative, but that's my relative. um, my, I've never met like a super promiscuous bisexual woman, for example. Most of them have been pretty like not like that. Most polyamorous relationships I've seen are actually very happy and healthy. Um, Asexual people are just like you and me, basically. Basically, like to me, sexuality and gender and all that shit just doesn't determine anything except for physical gender, what you're born as, and whether or not you need to have surgery to transition to your mental gender, which is what you feel yourself as, and whether or not, and your sexuality determines what you are attracted to, if anything. I'm trying to figure out if that's in the game or outside my house. Anyway, I rambled a little bit, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.